freaking terrible.
But we'll work hard to solve the format.
7 wins.
And I'm sure we'll make it there.
All right, what is up, my friends? Welcome back to Bronze to Mythic, the show we draft our account from Bronze to Mythic, episode 1, draft 1 of Tarkir Dragonstorm. Now, obviously, I have a little bit to go over here. Of course, our previous 8th draft run was interrupted by some medical problems that I've had. Like, comment, subscribe, support the content. We've had a bunch of wonderful guests helping me out in the channel. However, the 8th draft run is currently incomplete, obviously, so it's not here on the scoreboard. I think the plan for the 8th draft run is going to be when they have a flashback of it at some point in the future, I will finish the run for posterity. I think we were on like draft 17. We were like diamond 4 or 3 or something like that. So that is the goal. So the line is going to stay 26.5 for this new run here of Tarkir Dragonstorm. So of course, let me know if you want the over or the under. It's the highest the line has ever been. Ooh, it's kind of rough. Oh my God, perfect time. Look at this. All right. But yeah, so we're starting our Tarkir Dragonstorm run. Obviously, this is not a normal Bronze to Mythic run. Of course, the set came out like 2 weeks ago at this point. I have done a few drafts. I did a guest draft, done a few drafts in the bath or whatever. I've been recovering from my medical problems. So a little bit different of a run. But we're going to rock it. We're going to have a great time. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I really appreciate everyone's support, everyone's patience with me as I've been kind of getting through this. Also, super appreciate all the wonderful guests we've had on, folks. If you missed the guests we've had on, you're screwing up. All right. Let me show you real fast. We had wonderful, wonderful guest drafters on. If you missed any of them, check them out. We had Numat the Nummy on yesterday, Lords of Limited, King Beamotes EV, Nick Alt Ipple, Voxy, Sullivan the Monster, and Limited Level Up. So if you missed those guest drafts, go check them out and show some love to all those content creators. Go follow them on their own channels and thank them for helping out because it's really, really cool. So let's solve these problems that we're having here or whatever and get right into our first drafts. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, support the content, and thank you all so much. Let's do it. All right, let's do this. I do want to remind you all that I am not 100%. I am definitely still struggling a little bit. You know, I'll always be able to do about 2 drafts per stream. So I'm not at my full powers here. I'm just trying my best, all right?
I suppose you think that...
Just saying. Just fair warning. So what do we open here? Of course, this is a multicolored set. This is a set based around the enemy-colored tri-clans. So look at the back of Magic card. Is the enemy color is a color, and there's 2 enemies. Open up a rare here, Naga Fleshcrafter. This is a clone that renews. Exile this card from your graveyard, put a counter on creature you control, and then each other creature you control becomes a copy of that creature. This card seems pretty cool, honestly. So it's like a mirror weave from the graveyard. Renews the graveyard ability in Sultai. There's also a instant speed regrowth, which is pretty fancy. Kin Tree Severance, good removal spell in Abzan. Trial ends are a big deal in this format. Really important mana fixing. And then we got 2 exhales, which are cool. But yeah, let's take the rare. Let's just do it. Bronze to Mythic time, right? So, all right. So the Sultai theme is renew. It's all about putting things in the graveyard and then kind of like flashing them back to add counters and do effects, which is really cool. And we see here we got past one of the big signpost uncommons for that in Kishla Skinner.
Lucky could maybe they're dead.
Whenever a card leaves your graveyard, draw a card. Only once turn, 2/2 flyer for 2. That's an excellent card and fits perfectly with our first pick, which is great. What else is in this pack? We got Overwhelming Surge, which is kind of like an Abrade variant. We've got there's a uncommon and a common of each tricolor that is hybrid 2 colorless or 1 color. So you can play this in like a blue-red deck and then pay colorless for the third thing instead of white. Tap creature stun counters. Card's pretty cool, but not really what we're doing. Some big multi-card stuff here, a couple commons. I think this is a very easy skimmer. I don't think it's remotely close here, honestly. So, and then yeah, we'll go over the cards as we're going through here. I've done like, you know, a few drafts so far. I did the guest draft, which you saw on the channel. I've done like a few drafts just like in the bath or whatever while I've been hanging out. So, I've also watched the Spotlight series too. So this is not like a true episode 1 and like that nature. It's also not day 1. This is like day 12 of the format or something like that. But we see a Constrictor Sage here, another renew card. When an EDB is tapped, oh, it's Bergstrider. Oh yeah, I love Bergstrider. 4/4 for 5, EDB tap and stun a thing, and it has renew and exile from the graveyard, tap a creature and stun it. That's awesome. So that seems really great. We got a Mardu card here, a black removal spell, which is pretty good, honestly. I like the design of this card a lot too. Killing small things cheap and big things expensive. But yeah, we're just slamming the stage. I'm all about it. And you know, I think one of the important things about any sort of multicolored format is you really want to try and have base colors. You don't just want to be like a 3-color or a 4-color deck with a bunch of different, you know, cards in different colors. I think you really, really want to be, you know, base 2 colors and then have a few splashes here or there. So all of your cheap cards are castable early. This is not great for us. You've got some pretty good Mardu cards here. You got Marshal of the Lost, Death Touch, which pumps attacking creatures. We have a Nomad Outpost, which is obviously Mardu Triome. Jeskai, Double Strike Prowess guy, which is pretty cool. We do have a white Oblivion Ring. And of course, this is an enemy set, so Bant, not exactly a really exciting place to be. It's also an Agent of Whatever, which seems fine. But, alright. I'm just going to take the removal spell. I don't know if this is right or not, but I'm running out of time, and, you know, I'm totally fine. We did the Azorius Community College draft in Strixhaven, which is also an enemy colored set. That deck was gas, so. Alright, we got more stuff here. We got the Pack Beasts, really, really cool uncommon for the Mardu mobilized decks, which is all about these tokens that come in. They attack and they die at the end of turn. So this is like an 0-4. It's actually like a 3-4 with a lot of synergy too, which is kind of cool.
The Path of the Warrior.
Another Sage, a Formation Breaker, a 2/1 for 2. Creature Palace, they can't block it. You control creature with a counter on it. It's +1/+1. Pretty good, honestly. We got Pummelers, another Sage. I mean, Sage is awesome, but our mana curve is a little clunky right now. I'll take the Breaker. Take the 2-drop. We should have a lot of counter things happening in theory. So, we get past another Oblivion Ring. Jeez. I mean, splashing, obviously you want to be, in theory, you want to be a, you know, a clan, but we got Spectral Denial here, counterspell, that is cheaper for cards power 4 or greater. We've got the Storm Singer, which is a really cool mobilized card. It's a Blood Artist that also mobilizes really good. Sagu Pummeler is really good too. It's just a 4/4 reach for 4. It's not quite Hazard of Dunes from the last set, but still quite powerful. So we got the O-Ring or the Pummeler. Pummeler's pretty good. O-Ring, removal's pretty important. Let's just get frisky. Let's just do what we're not supposed to do and play Bant, you know? I'm here to mess around and have a little fun here in this first episode of Bronze To Mythic. We can pass the Trade Route Envoy. This card seems really good. Like, I probably would have given this my Bomb and Common award in my set review. But it's 4/3 for 4. ETB. If you have a creature with a counter on it, draw a card. If not, it's a 5/4. Both those options seem really good. We've also got a Kieran. I think we're going to be splashing white. That's what I say about splashing. I don't take a 2-drop in white. I'll take the Envoy. Sure. And Tranquil Cove is great. This card's really good. Krumar Initiate. 2/2 for 2. You can pay a black and X and pay X to endure X. Endure is the Abzan mechanic.
I have endured what no one on earth has endured.
And endure means to either put X counters on the creature or make an XX spirit token. Pretty good card. We got a Cove here, which fits perfectly with our possible splash. Otherwise, everything else here is pretty meh. At least for us. So, sure. And our opening pack comes back. The Regrowth returns. Card, it's kind of a weird card. Like, Regrowth is literally restricted in Vintage. But, like, it's just not a very good card, honestly. It's just, like, very expensive, very clunky. If you're not bringing back, you know, freaking Ancestral Recall or Time Walk, it's kind of like whatever. We got a High Spire Bellringer. 1/4 flyer for 3. Second spell is cheaper. Teamer Devotee. I gotta take a card. I don't know, whatever. Sure. I don't think we're playing that card. Whatever. Oh my. All right. It does seem like the Mardu and Jeskai colors are open, which is kind of awkward. And one of the difficult things in a multi-card format is pivoting. It's hard to pivot from a base blue-green deck to a base like red-white deck or whatever, you know? So this is a little tough here. I don't even know what card we could, maybe end up like, if we end up Teamer, we could play this card. We're splashing white maybe too, so. And you can see also being in the right color is very important in this format because a lot of these gold cards go late. These are really good cards, but if you're not in those colors, you can't play them. So, all right, so let's take the Tawny back. We could end up just being base Teamer and splash the white. I think that's reasonable too. These cards are all pretty bad. Yeah, I mean, sure. Contested Maneuvers, a pretty decent card too. Counts your creatures. but much better in like a tokeny Mardu deck. Last pick, so like, last pick gold uncommons are strong signals, obviously, that those are the colors are really open. So let's see what happens though. So pack 2, we open up a Sizzle Big Ceremony.
Still a piece of garbage.
Probably a card you'll see on Freshly Brewed at some point, but obviously not a very card limited. We've got a Narset Jeskai Waymaster, a 3/4 for 3. End step, you may discard your hand if you do draw cards equal to the number of spells you've cast this turn. Narset's like kind of weird, honestly. I feel like a lot of the multicolored soupy decks end up being kind of expensive and big, and like it's hard to play multiple spells in a turn. Discarding your hand's rough. It's kind of hard to cast. I think this card's kind of like, I think if you are like the lean mean Jeskai deck, this card seems pretty nice, but overall I think it's kind of eh. We've got Rolling Dragonstorm's pretty cool. Not many dragons though. This is a bite at doubles. This dragon's kind of nice actually. Haster, another removal spell, and a Saga Pummeler, and a land. I'm taking the removal spell. I think removal is very good in this format, but oh my god. Woo! Alright. So Jeskai seems reasonable. This is just a smorgasbord of awesome cards. There's a lot of good things happening and a lot of powerful cards in this set. So New Way Forward is an instant 5 mana. It prevents damage from an attacker. You draw that many cards and shoot them back for that much damage. It's kind of like just a really weird like draw 3 or draw 4 that's against them. Like it's basically Sanctuary Revelation, if you want to call it like that. Honestly, our green is really thin. Maybe we're just Jeskai. There's also a Twin Moss Stormbrood, a great card, Roasting a Dragon. We got another Stormbrood. All the Stormbroods are great. Effortless Master. Yeah, let's just take this thing. And maybe we're like Jeskai. Green's not really float. No, never mind, just kidding. Alright.
Dragonfire is the source of all magic.
So we get past a Bloomvine Regent, pretty good dragon. It is double green and gets Farce. Both of those things are not particularly appealing for us if we're light on green. I think that being like we have 3 green cards. They all are pretty good, but there's a Molten Exhale, which is excellent removal spell. Also a Caustic Exhale, which is a good removal spell too, but we're not really black is the one color we're not. There's an Appraiser, which is really, really good. This is like the bomb and common for blue, which is like 2/1 ETB, draw a card, put a card in the graveyard. And I have absolutely no idea what to take. Trawlers, enters may exile creature graveyard, do return. Yeah, it's not really us. All right. I'm just going to take the rare because we'll just figure it out. All right, sure. Let's take some rares, some lands, and figure it out later. We have a lot of removal, which is good. So, all right, so we got Throw and Falls here, which is probably going to be our pick. It's another Praiser, too. We got Knockout Maneuver, put a counter on creature you control, and then it bites. This is just, sure, it's a pretty fine card. Fresh Start is an interesting removal spell. -5, -7 is all abilities. You got a Wayfinder. Appraiser is really good. Let's take Appraiser. I think we're blue. We only have 1 land so far, which is a huge downside. I'm taking the land. I think Appraiser's better, but like I think that the way this draft is going, we're going to need as many lands as possible. So get back past the Windstark Rag, which is perfect for us. There's also a Sonic Shrieker. Man, this card's busted. This is a pretty crazy set, folks. These drafts are going to be pretty wild because, again, the multicolor nature, if people just aren't in Mardu, you're going to get some insane cards late. So this card is like bonkers. So 4/4 FTK that might also draw you, maybe discard a card, it gains life, it stabilizes. I think we're too far from Mardu to do that, but let's just take the land. All right, and that's a really cool card. Teeming Dragonstorm. So there's one of these for each color. They are enchantments that are uncommons, and they enter the battlefield and do something. And then when a dragon enters, they go back to your hand. And this is definitely a slower, powerful format. These are all seem really, really good. Making 2/2/2s for 4 mana is a totally fine rate. And then if you ever get to cast it again, you're in amazing shape. So we don't have dragons just yet, but I think this card's a banger. It's also a wildling, which helps fix our mana too, but I'm taking the Dragonstorm. All right, Dismal Backwater is the one color we are not, I guess, yet. Perhaps. Purging Stormbrood's very good also, but it's black as well. Yeah, I mean, the Adventure, this is, of course, a new mechanic as well. This is not Adventure. It is not Adventure. Be very, very clear about that.
It's a good omen, don't you think?
I wish they had templated it a little differently, honestly. What do we take here? Just take the 4/4 blocker, I guess. But they are not adventures. If you cast them for the spell side, they get shuffled back into your deck. which I think is a cool design. I do think, though, that they are pretty poorly templated. I would have liked to have seen the spell like go up higher and make it more different from an adventure, but whatever. Let's take a land here. A lot of people have tried to cast it as an adventure and then not realized it. So we're like, we're kind of still base Bant, honestly, which is really weird, but I don't think it's very good in the maneuver. But Wayfinder, Pummeler, or Blossoming Sands. We have 14 playables. Our lands are looking a lot better now, which is nice. Let's take a land. Okay. Then we got a Serpent, which seems pretty mopey, honestly. Just a 3/3 that bounces of things. It's not really a tempo format, you know? And those cards are kind of bad, too. Rebuke. Rebuke is okay, I guess. I prefer not to play that card, but... another Blossoming Sands. Man, I don't know what the drop rate is for the lands. In most previous sets, it's been like 50, each pack is 50% to be a land, a dual land, and 50% to be a basic. I think it's higher in this set. It's 90%. Oh, okay, cool. So maybe we're taking lands a little too aggressively then. But whatever. Sure. All right. So at the moment, we're taking a lot of defensive creatures.
Oh, it's Lightning Helix! Oh my god!
Dragonfire is the source of all magic.
All right. That's an easy one. This is like probably one of the best rares in the set. It is 8 mana, which is totally doable in this format, but 10/10 pro black, pro white. ETB deals X damage as you choose among any number of creatures or planeswalkers. Rex is the number of lands you control. So it's just like an even better Atarka that's very, very hard to kill and bigger. So this is like the literal best card we could have opened, I think. I was just about to say our deck is one of the important things if you're going to be one of these kind of slow, weird, 5-color, like play all the good stuff kind of decks. You got to have good cards. Otherwise, you will lose to better versions of that deck, but that's a great one to work towards. So I love that one. And we get past a Tursa Light Shatter, which is a really good card, seeing play constructed right now. 3/3 haste for 3. When ETBs discard up to 2 and then draw 2, note that you have to actually discard cards to draw cards. Never attacks if you have a Threshold. You just exile a random card, you can play it. Much better in aggro decks, obviously, which is kind of not us. There's also a Triome here, which is like a pretty big game. Yeah, and we're not really like, we're kind of like, it's like splashing for a 3/3 is not really where we want to be. So, yeah, we'll take the paper back. I think it's fine. I think our mana is pretty good now, honestly. We have enough lands. Yeah, it was a 1 in every pack. Okay, so sure. I'm taking lands a little too highly, but... Another... So, Overwhelming Surge, 2 damage to a creature or to an artifact. This card's like, okay. Focus the Mind. Pretty cool card. 5 mana, draw 3, discard a card, but it costs 2 if you cut spell this turn. Not really us. Honestly, our curve is like kind of bad right now. I would like to improve on our curve a little bit. We're a little light on cheap removal. And honestly, I think the Exhale plays pretty well here. This is just a 5 damage. This is a very good defensive removal spell. Kind of a weird card because like the problem with this card typically is that white decks are aggressive. So you don't want to play a card like this. But I've had a lot of success over the years where white decks want to be aggressive. People don't take cards like this. But if you end up in a defensive white deck, like... These cards are great. You know, like there was like that sorcery from Outlaws that was like 2 mana sorcery, destroy target tap creature, gain 2. None of the white decks wanted that card, but it was a really good defensive card in like your multicolor like bullshit decks. So I got a Monastery here, which is great. Another Appraiser. We're at 17 playables. The Triomes are so good. There's also a Dragonstorm Globe, a Pummeler. Power level set's pretty high, honestly. I'm going to take the land and probably be wrong about it, but I just, whatever. All right, Traveling Botanist, 2 mana for a 2/3. There have been so many Appraisers too. It's just gross. Whenever it becomes tapped, look top card of your library. If it's a land, reveal, put it in your hand. If you don't, you can put it in your graveyard. This card seems awesome for us. And then we have Severance, Appraiser, Exhale. I think a 2-drop that blocks well is more important than Appraiser, even though Appraiser is great. There's a counter spell too, which is pretty good as well. But again, this is my first draft. I have no idea how to value these cards against each other, so. Just take the card that feels right. And Snakeskin Veil. Pack Beast is great, but again, more of like a white play a lot of creatures and stuff. Snakeskin Veil's kind of cool, but a very defensive deck. Agent of whatever is another land. I don't even know if we need any more lands, honestly. Like, I'm fine playing a bunch of lands, but Oh, sure, whatever. I don't think we're playing these other cards. We're at 18 playables. We'll get there. Yeah, there's actually a land in every pack, so sure. Maybe yeah, for sure. Devotee is fine. Just blocks. Knockout Maneuver is not going to be very good in our deck. We only have, like, 11 creatures. We have a bunch of kill spells anyway. It was a bargain, but I think that, like, our deck just needs things to stay alive. So, like, even though Devotee is a much worse card, I think it's just a better card for our deck because we have no 2-drops. We just need to stay alive. So, Mardu Monument, River Wheel Sweep. Already have one of those. Just taps creature, stuns it, and then exiles the top 2. Which is pretty scary in our deck with our big boom booms. I'm going to take Sago Pummeler. It's important to note also that in these drafts, this is 2 bird tokens. We don't need too many things to do. That the drafts themselves are not ranked. So it's just the first 8 players ready to draft. Let's take the monument. So even though our games will be against bronze players, the draft pool itself is just the first 8 players ready to go. So TR Devotee is fine too. Our mana is a little more 3-color. I'd like. We have so much fixing though. I think it's fine. Just another good blocker early. And then another Tawny back. Stalwart's a great card if you're that deck, but we're not. Tawny back's good. I think it's our 23rd card. Man. Another Pummeler. Jeez. This card's good. Like, another land too. So many lands. I haven't looked at our lands super closely. Should take the Pummeler. I'm sure there's some card we want to cut. Sure. Okay. Let's see what we got here for draft number 1 of Bronze to Mythic. Alright, so banned is the only option, it says. Alright, so okay. This is 24 cards. We actually did a decent job of like filling out our early curve. We're kind of like base Bant / blue-green. Tawny back is like really good. Like I think casting this card for 4 mana is not embarrassing. So, Bloomvine Regent. Don't think there's any cards that we're not playing that I'd want to play. We have enough removal. We have 16 creatures now because of some early shitters. Yeah, I think we're good here. Sure. So let's add Bivouac Monastery. I mean, I think we're playing most, if not all, of the duels. Oh, it's not counting the sources, right? Oh, no. Is it not counting these? Was it not counting properly? Maybe it is counting properly. Oh, we just happen to have exactly 5, 5, 5, 5 in all of these lands. That's hilarious. All right, sure. It's a lot of tap lands, but it's a slower format. We have a lot of 2-drops and 3-drops, which is good, and have a good amount of removal also. So I think it'll be fine. We definitely want a Forest and Islands. We do have the Jeskai Monuments. We only have 4 or 5 red cards, and we already have 5 red sources. I think we're not going to play a Mountain, which is kind of sketchy, honestly. Plains. And then we want more blue and green. We're the most green, so... Yeah, no Mountain for Monument's kind of rough, though. I wonder if there's a card we can play otherwise. 8 green, 7 blue, 6 white. This only finds forests, but we want to cast this card. We really don't want to omen this card if given the option, I think. Yeah. Honestly, maybe we just cut the Monument and play 17 lands. Usually I'm a 16 land person in best of 1, but we actually have a lot of looting and a lot of expensive cards also. So I think I'm okay with that. If we're not playing a Mountain, the Monument gets a lot worse. So Monument is pretty good, but I think it's just like a little sketchy and slow and clunky, and we're not playing a Mountain and so on and so forth. So, all right, folks. Well, there it is. Our first masterpiece, our first draft of this run of Bronze to Mythic, the Dragonstorm Tarkir run.
Marvelous creatures,
all right,
aren't they?
You know what time it is. It's prediction time. What do you think? 7 wins, yay or nay? You two folks take a second. Pause the video. Scroll to the comments and let me know, are you a believer or a non-believer? 7 wins, yay or nay. Hit the button, support the content. Happy to have you here. And let's do this. All right. Chat. Welcome back, folks. Come hang out with me, all right? You're all awesome.
Behold, the evil one approaches.
All right. We got our perfect Bant mana. We got a dragon, a 2-drop, and this hand looks great. Dragonstorm into Region is a pretty damn good start, so. Cool stuff. We draw a Nest Guard. I think I'd rather play this Devotee. A lot of defenders in our deck, yeah. A lot of ABC magic here. Just like play dumb to big defenders to stay alive for our big spells. The problem is that I'll suffer against other big spell decks, but we'll see. Looks like they might be aggressive. A little Mardu action, a Mardu-do. Again, folks, it's your first time here. My name is Jim. Welcome back. Really happy to be back to work again. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, support the content. The Shock Brigade. Okay.
A few brave warriors willing to sacrifice all.
So, Menace Mobilize, sure. So, pretty good card, honestly. A lot of synergy with the Mobilized tokens. And I haven't drawn a land yet. We have drawn 3 non-lands in a row, which is fine. We can Bloomvine Region for the Omen. Prefer not to, but... And they play a Quarry Mountain Stalwart, which flurries to deal damage. So, that's also pretty good.
My second spell.
I can draw a land here. We did. Okay, so... we have land 4/4. We should do a Dragonstorm, I think, right? Ideally, we draw any land to cast this thing. So let's Dragonstorm and just do the thing. What's up, nerd girl? Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm powering through. We're powering through. I'll see nerd girl soon at Cool Stuff Con. More on that in a little bit. Mardu-do-do-do. Okay, so best draw is just any untapped land. They play a Devoted Duelist, which has 2/1 Goblin with haste and flurry, deal 1.
You will now receive the Fist of Fury.
Pretty sure that's what he says. And
I'm stupid, you're smart.
trying my best, trying my best. Here comes the Stalwart. Nope, here comes the Shock Brigade. This seems pretty good for us. Kind of a weird... They played this first. I guess that means they have a trick, whatever. But sure, double block here, single block here. We don't care about tricks. All these cards are disposable. I'd prefer if the Devotee didn't die. Devotee? What is it? I don't know.
You're saying it's wrong.
But prefer if this didn't die, so we can cast our double green card next turn. But it's my favorite what's my favorite color combination? They're just gonna skull clamp their own creature. Sure, that's fine. We get to kill their brigade for nothing. One thing I will say, obviously we're in Bronze. I'm going to point out my opponent's mistakes, not to make fun of them, so you don't make the same mistakes. Watching the Spotlight Series coverage, oh my god, we're so good at this. Over the weekend, this is a really hard format. There is a lot going on. Aside from the games being difficult themselves, there's also just like a bunch of mechanics. You have to make sure your mana works. Like, there's just so many things happening in this set. So there are going to be a lot of mistakes on both sides. What are you going to do? So we draw a dragon. It's not a mistake. Just cast a dragon here. No attacks on our side. Just do the thing.
Marvelous creatures, dragons, aren't they?
Return the enchantment. Gain 3 life. And just say go. And we are already stabilizing, which is fantastic. All right. Play a land. All right. Well, that card's good. Zurgo Thunder's Decree. 3 mana for a 2/4 mobilize 2. And you get to keep all of your mobilized tokens forever.
A few brave warriors willing to sacrifice all.
Yeah, no sacrifices here. And they're going to give it haste. Wow. So Wild Ride, Big Flurry. We have the answer. I think kill spells are very important for this reason. But so here comes the 5/4 hasted Zurgo. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're just blocking this with everything to make sure that it dies. They only have 1 black up. I don't even know what they could have, honestly. I don't know the format that well. It's only draft number 1 for me, but We could, like, just... Yeah, we're going to block on everything. This thing has to die. They could have, like, the -3/-3 and Behold the Dragon or whatever. So, like, let's just block with this. We're losing a 3/3 instead of a 2/2, but I think it's well worth the insurance policy of making sure we kill it. All right. It's fantastic. So, our opponent is being aggressive, but I think being aggressive in a way that's not necessarily thoughtful. You know, there's aggression, and then there's, like, just reckless aggression. Just kind of, like, sending things in, making trades that are kind of awkward. But we'll see. We'll see if we can punish that. So, 4/5 Dragon. We got a 2/2 also. We have removal spells. Really important for us to be mana efficient here, so definitely don't want to cast any of our 3-mana cards. And we can cast a 4-mana card. What's better, a 4/4 or 2 2/2s? I think 2 2/2s here. I think that we play a 4/4, they have like a Doomblade for it. That's a lot worse for us than having this thing going on. So let's just get the Dragonstorm going. We only actually have 2 dragons in our deck, but even now this card is already way overrate. This was 4 mana twice for 4 tokens. Excellent. They play a land. They play a Nightblade Brigade. 1/3 Death Touch, Mobilize 1, ETB Surveil 1. Another Goblin. Ooh, Mog Monday. And they still have this this Wild Ride here for cheaper haste. It has a Harmonize ability. Harmonize.
We can harmonize for one more song.
Is like flashback, but you can also use your creatures to help pay for it, which is kind of cool. So they play a Delta Bloodflies, 1/2 flying, whenever it attacks, if you control a creature with a counter on it, lose 1 life. So this is more of an Abzan card that cares about counters. We draw Bergstrider. Oh, I love Bergstrider. All right, so we're going to jam with our flyer here, and then we're going to Bergstrider and tap down the most threatening card. I think that's... They're going to jump block at 22 life. All right, so yeah, this is fine. This is our very, very classic first game of Bronze To Mythic, where, again, I'm not making fun of my opponent, but I am going to point out their mistakes so you don't make them. You got to have a really good reason to chump block at 22 life, you know? Turning your card into 2 mana, gain 4 life, that's a very, very bad Magic card. And you want to try and do that as least as possible, you know? Like, a card in play is worth so much more than 4 life, especially at this stage of the game. So, we're going to Sage. I think we're going to tap the Death Toucher, because we also opens up attacks for us, too. Because now the corner's kind of turning, and, like, now we can start being even more aggressive. We have removal spells, too, so... Yeah, Flashback's already a really good mechanic. Being able to reduce cost on it is pretty insane.
And a 1, and a 2, and a 3. Boom, boom, boom.
Have you ever played Keyforge? No, I have not. Yeah, we're looking pretty good here. They play a Reigning Victor. This is the common Mardu hybrid card. Mobilize 1, ETB, creature gets +1/+0, and indestructible 10 of turns. They have a 4/3 Stalwart. We're at 14. If the Stalwart were to pop in here, I think I would chump block it. Now, Jim, you just said, why would you don't chump block? Well, why would you do that? Because on our side, things are a lot different, right? They're going to strike it, too. This is an instant. Yeah. Obviously, sorcery speed instant, whatever. So, Jim, why are you chump blocking here? Obviously, now it's 7. It's a lot more. Even when it was only 4 damage, look at the game state. We have a lot of cards in our hand. They're spells. They're out of cards. We're winning the game in the air, right? And we have a lot of resources to work with. So for us, trading a half or a quarter of a card to gain 4 life is a good exchange because we have inevitability and we're trying to win the game as the game goes on. So even though it's indestructible, we can't kill it. This is a really easy... With 7 power, it's an even easier chump block. But they also have multiple things in play that can deal direct damage to us too. So the way how do we lose this game? You know, it's a game we're pretty far ahead in. How do we lose? We lose if they are able to cheat us out. You know, they draw a burn spell or 2 and get us going. So, I think that they're at 24. They've got a lot of life. It's going to give... Where'd that lifelink come from? I don't know, whatever. So now we drew a land. We have removal spells and more blockers. We could, like, double our removal spell here, but that would leave us weak to the next possible thing off the top of their deck. I think we're in good shape. I think we're going to jam with our 2 big creatures and play the Nest Guard, and then I think we'll detain the Stalwart, which is the best card on their side, I think. So, Stalwart gains small amounts of life, but not a lot. So, deal a lot of damage, cool. And we're going to play an Nest Guard, and we're going to play the Detainment, which is the Oblivion Ring, and hit the Stalwart. So right now they have no cards. They do also have this Hasted Wild Ride here, too. So, like, again, you know, some shots of burst damage out of nowhere are very possible. Need to be aware of that and make sure we don't die to it. They draw a Poised Practitioner. 2/3 for 3. Flurry. Put a counter on this and scry 1.
My own personal
Sure.
flurry.
So they can Wild Ride to Flurry. Flurry's an interesting mechanic for sure. It can be hard to double spell at this kind of stage in the game, but cantrips and flashback both do a good job of letting you do that. This guy is a 4/4 defender. He can attack and spend 3. So, paying for damage. They're going to fire up the old Flurry here. Make us into a 4/3 haste death touch. Could have given haste to the new creature, decided not to. And they're going to attack. Okay, so here's some mobilization. I think we're very happy to trade this guy for the Death Toucher. And then we're happy just to do this. I'm sorry, actually, let's just do this. This is better. So, double block here to kill this. Great exchange. Trading here is a good exchange also. Getting the Death Toucher out of the way as well, which is nice. Take 2 points of damage. We're at 8, which is still pretty safe. And they have no mobilized creatures left and no cards in hand. This is looking really, really good for us. We draw another removal spell. Could be tempted here to be mana efficient and like double removal spell to kill both of these. But that would be very, very reckless. Because if it's draw a dragon and kill us, we just lose. So, I'm just going to attack. I have to attack both of these. Play Pummeler. So, put him down dead on board. Play a 4/4 and say go. 8 life is pretty safe here. If they were to draw like a removal spell, but also like, I don't know, put threat in play or something like that, maybe. But yeah, cool. So, cool. So, kind of a classic bronze game. You know, obviously, mistakes are made, which is totally fine. But I think these are really important mistakes to learn from. And the real important part of this series early on is in the early stages is to kind of find those mistakes that you might be making and not realizing it and making sure you can get through them. So, that's game 1. Bronze To Mythic is now officially underway. And I want to remind you that we are brought to you by
Cool Stuff Inc. is proud to sponsor Jim Davis. We offer great deals on card games and more. Get a free token featuring Jim Davis and take 5% off your next order if you use the code JIM5 at checkout. CoolStuffInc.com. Cool stuff in stock.
And speaking of cool stuff, folks, check this out. All right, I'm flying to Orlando in 2 days. I'm going to be at Cool Stuff Con Orlando. It's going to be a freaking awesome event. I got my freaking ad over that. Sorry. Whatever. But it's going to be a really awesome event. And I have meet and greets every day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You can see what's on the screen now. I'll be hanging out, playing Commander games, draft games, just hanging out, having a lot of fun. Usually when I'm at events, I'm hard to get to, right? I'm playing in a Pro Tour or whatever else it might be. This is the event. If you want to come hang out with me, play some games with me, get some things signed, I'll be there for you. So check it out. Cool Stuff Con Orlando. And I hope to see you there. It's free to walk in the hall also. It is free to walk in the hall. It's also Command Fest. There's an RCQ every day. Sealed on Friday, Modern Saturday, Sunday. A lot of great events. Really, really cool. So, we're on the draw. A lot of tap lands. We do have one untap land, thankfully. Removal spell. Weird card draw. Pseudo removal spell and blocker. Sounds pretty good. Noting we have no green untapped, so... But our card here is white, so... We draw a clone. Sure. What's up, La Lente? Thanks to resub. A Prince set. Ooh, they play a good card here. Woo! Unfortunate for our Exhale. This is the hard counter rare to our Exhale. We can't play spells on their turn, and it mobilizes twice. This card is really, really good. That's unfortunate for us, but sure. So we'll just play our Falls and say go. Prince and Pauper. Prince is like a rare format, and Pauper is a common format, right? This is my second game of the format, folks. I'm sorry. I'll be on a few drafts in, but like, we got. I would assume this is more of a big stuff format than a common format, but so again, this is 5 damage to attacker or blocker. Literally can never kill this. Which sucks. Island. I guess I played the wrong lands. I can't play the sweep now. I'm playing the Nest Guard anyway, but we have Teamer lands for the Tawny back. I'm just gonna play the blocker first. So why am I playing the worst creature first, the Nest Guard over the Tawny back? Well, A, Tawny back, I want to have more information on what I want to discard. And then B, this card can actually attack, and if they want to push through this thing, they're going to kill it. Now, obviously they had a way to get through without it, it's fine. But that's why I did it. So thanks, Maple Syrup, appreciate it. All right, and here is an interesting creature, a red Mana Dork.
Inconceivable!
I know, right? Sunset Strike Master. It also kills flyers, so you need to be aware of that. Any creature on the battlefield. Sure, so yeah. We draw Formation Breaker. This is the 2/1 where if you counter on a creature, it gets bigger. I think we're going to Tawny back here, and then we'll just play a tap land. I don't know what we're discarding yet, but we are playing some pretty big idiot blockers, which is nice. It's good to do. Discard it. So maybe we can discard a Sagu Pummeler for value. Get some counters going. Honestly, the Breaker's kind of like... I think we're past the point of wanting a 2-drop in this game. You can also discard the Exhale, because like it may just never work. Like, that is a... And this card might just stay in play for a really long time. I'll discard the Exhale, sure. And then say go.
Ladies and gentlemen, behold your new god.
Land 5, 4 cards in hand. Looking pretty good here on the big stuff front, you know? A lot of big booties there.
Good lord.
And
Gigantism.
here's a Man of War. So 3/3 ETB bounce a thing. That's fine for us. Alright. Sure. You know, bronze is bronze, is what it is. Don't think that was a very good exchange. Obviously, the second we discard the Exhale, I guess they felt they didn't need this anymore, but sure. They get for some damage. I'm at 11. Now, we need to be aware of our life total here, similar to last game. Our options here. Pummeler is bigger, but I think I'd rather double spell here and just play the Nest Guard and the 2/1. And again, just want to stay alive. And then we're not going to attack because we want to save our 4th back because it'd be a defender. So, unfortunately, the 4th lineup doesn't line up great here against this their sizing, but play a Bivouac. Yeah, more like Voice of Defeat. That was wrong button, whatever. Alright, tap down my Nest Guard. I think it's a good play. It's one of our worst creatures, but it is the one that I want to block and target the most. That being said, that did put a counter on, so now our Formation Breaker is bigger. A little bigger there, which is kind of cool. All right, so they hit a land off of their... It's exile top 2. Let's hit. They played a land, right? They play a Monastery Messenger and put that card back on top of their library. Sure. And attack for 3. So, again, Magic 101. If you're going to attack, do it while all your lands are untapped. Because now I know there's no tricks here. They got fine just punting off this 3/3. Totally fine. Yeah, the stats don't matter on that card, really, So that's pretty good. We draw a Teeming Dragonstorm. Unfortunately, our mana here is pretty awkward. We have a 4-drop, a 4-drop, a 4-drop, and a 3-drop and 6 lands. But Saga Palmer is pretty cool on this board. They're almost out of resources, too. I guess they have the sweep on top. So I guess they have a sweep. We're going to play we'll play the Dragonstorm. Yeah, that's cool. So we play Pummeler. We're just going to tap it and stun it for a while. So, and we'll attack here. We're not blocking. So obviously I should attack first, but whatever. We're not blocking anyway. So, it's up contra. So we got 2/2/2s to block down. It's 3/1, which is great. We're at 11, taking 2 in the air, which is not ideal. But let's make them use the sweep. Hopefully we'll draw a land or a cheap spell. So they tap down this thing, and they exile a Dragonfire and an Ambling Storm Shell.
Good lord.
That is a big turtle that they can cast. Oh my god. All right, well, we can clone the turtle. That's pretty good. All right, so they play a 5/9. Whenever it attacks, put 3 stun counters on it and draw. We draw a 2-drop, which is sweet. That's pretty cool, actually. So now I can double spell. Yeah, and then clones don't target. You just choose. So the ward doesn't matter here. So yeah, we'll just copy the Storm Shell and then play a flyer. And unfortunately, we're taking 2 again next turn, but this is fine. No attacks. This card's pretty good. Just a draw 3 every few turns. It definitely, in a slower format, this card's pretty nice. It's a big blocker, too. Oh my god. Well, we found the reason why they were so willing to throw away their 2-drop. Well, folks, you might be in trouble here. Card quality is a thing. And that's kind of the fear of building a slower deck like ours, is like you do run into spots where, like, if their deck is just better, you're just going to lose, you know? So, all right. Alright, so they attack. They draw 3 fresh cards. We block their turtle. We can actually kill it, which is kind of cool. We throw away 2 creatures. I think it's fine, though. It's probably worth it. We got to tap his flyer and play Pummeler. We can tap and hit a land off the top. That would work well, so... Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of tough, actually. Like, these can help block this thing. Yeah, you know what? I think this is fine. I think that throwing away 2/2/2s here is not a good idea, given that we're trying to stay alive, so... Alright, so we draw a pretty good card. Just draw an O-ring, straight up. Okay. So we can detain the Shinko, or we can stun the Shinko. And try and find a land for Sagu Pummeler. I'll just attack with this. Maybe I'll just attack with this guy first, right? We'll just get in and draw 3 cards. 3's a lot, so we draw a lot of good stuff. Okay, cool. So we draw a dragon that gains life, which is awesome. Another good blocker. We still need to deal with this this dragon of theirs. We didn't draw an untapped land, unfortunately, so we actually can't Pummeler. But so we'll just tap the flyer and O-ring the Shinko, I think. Shinko, whatever. We can do that, right? Oh no, we can't. There's not enough white mana. Okay. We need white, but the problem is our red source is also our white source for the sweep. That's the problem. So, I guess we just take another 2 in the air. Kind of sucks, but whatever, sure. So we'll play this. Just gonna O-ring this thing. If they have another, they have a disenchant, we're in big trouble. But play this. Play this. Our next turn's looking mighty nice. We get a dragon, gain some life, bounce our Dragonstorm. If we draw a land, we can sweep also. That'd be pretty cool. Like I was saying, these games are long and complicated. There's a lot of things happening, a lot of triggers, a lot of pacing, and a lot of like making sure that you're like playing to a proper end game. What's this card? They play a Storm Beacon Blade. +3/+0. Whenever it attacks, draw a card if you control 3 or more attacking creatures. That's not bad on the flyer. It's kind of scary. Taking 4 here. They play a second... Oh, never mind. These cards look exactly the same. And I kind of hate it. They're both 2-drop humans. One's a common. One's a rare. They look exactly the same, and I hate it. Sorry, they attack for 5, actually. One is behind the other. Well, I hate it, all right? Sorry, I just hate it. All right, so we're going to reverse sweep and tap the messenger. And let's see what we draw first. I did an untapped land. We did. Oh, you can only choose one of them. Sure, we're still casting a dragon here, I think. So, sure. Take the dragon. Take the land, I mean. I'm going to play it. And, I don't really have any good attacks here. Yeah, sure. Let's play dragon and say go. So play dragon, gain 3, bounce Dragonstorm. Pretty good. Yeah, at a glance across the table, looks exactly the same. I get the concept of the art being kind of cool, but I don't know. Whatever. What do you want from me? 3 cards in hand still. Having to choose one is obviously kind of but like it's like, you know, draw a card. 3 stun counters is a lot of stun counters, so. Uh-oh. They choose the Mardu part of the siege if the creature attacking. Is this a joke? This is a joke, right?
Somebody's playing a prank on me.
They have 2 Shikos, 2 Voice of Victories. No, I'm sorry. Only they didn't. All right, I'm sorry. They didn't play extra voice. They played a common. Okay. I guess this is like one of the best rares I've said, probably, right? So here comes a bunch of stuff. Thankfully, they're making an incredibly reckless attack here, but it looks not very good for them. It's actually just a massacre on all fronts, so cool. Sure. I'm sorry. Was someone asking if it's a Prince or a Pauper format? All right, let's just deal 8 damage, please. I like to deal 5, 6. Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Game.
Sure.
Houses.
Rules of engagement, folks. You know, this is what you're signing up for. Gotta have a plan for the big stuff. So, a reminder to get into our next game. Like I said, did I talk about this already? Maybe I did. Whatever. Cool stuff cons coming up. Meet and greets. I think I already discussed this. I'm not at 100%, folks. All right, I'm doing my best here. All right. Woo! Oh, look at that mana base. Something fierce. Keep that. All right. So we got 2/2 drops and a removal spell, and then a bunch of colors in life, which is great. Lark resub. Thanks so much.
You're saying it wrong.
Okay. Powering through. Powering through. So we have a green land here, and I play a non-green tap land. I think that even though we have a white card in our hand, I think blue, we have more blue cheap drops, so. Alright, they play a Frontier Bivouac. So we're going to play, I think the Devotee. This is better later in the game. This attacks through anything, blocks anything also, so. I missed Patrick's bit about the Devil's mana base. Fellow Chucker, eh? Trade Route Envoy. Just gonna attack here. Not a lot of counter stuff in our deck, but a 5/4 for 4 is like, I guess, not the worst, you know? Alright, so play another dude. And play whatever, White Source and say go. Our deck is definitely not super synergistic. And it's interesting because, like, I think all the clans have, like, a theme and synergy. But they're not, like, hardline, you know? Like, you're not like, I am the Mardu. I guess Mardu maybe be the exception, but I am the Abzan counters deck. I will only play counter cards, you know? Alright, they play a Yathan Tomb Guard, 2/3 menace. Whenever creature you control the counter deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, and you lose 1 life. Woo! That card's crazy. Alright. I think we just play land as I go here. I think we probably just do an exhale. I think I'm buying exiling this card. It's worth killing. So yeah, the counter spells in this format are pretty important, honestly. Given how that last game went, you know, where this is a format where, you know, mana leak is pretty damn good, whereas in a lot of recent formats it would not be good. Oh, this is so good for us. Oh my god, this is perfect. Oh yeah.
No, don't do this.
Don't have a snakeskin veil, please. I will not behold a dragon.
Get off my plate.
Excellent. All right.
That's it, man. Game over,
All
man.
right.
It's game over.
So we're gonna play this as a 5/4. This card's really, really cool. Well, I guess I could have attacked. I mean, I don't know, it's sketchy, whatever. This card's kind of cool because, like, it synergizes if you have counters, and if you don't, it just gets a counter for you. Like, if you have multiples of these, the next one will draw a card, which is kind of cool, but yeah, let's attack. This card, do I need to read this card? Put a counter on a creature, and then renew, put a counter on a creature, and then double the number of counters on it. Oh, they're pretty good uncommon. I was Abzan on one of my bathtub drafts, and it didn't seem very good. All the counter stuff seems a little mopey. You know, there's so much power in the format, just like in the uncommons and rares. What's a bathtub draft? I take 2 baths a day as part of my recovery. Just hot baths. I have the iPad, play a little Magic. They play a trade route envoy of their own. Just a 5/4. Creatures of power less than your body block. So now I'm pretty privy to like hold on to my removal spells, but this is a pretty good spot, right? They have 3 cards left. Could they have a 6-mana dragon in their hand? Sure. But we have a lot of other removal. And I think that getting in for 8 here, which is, about half our life total, is well worth it. So we're going to jam. Fire up the O-Ring. I mean, Cassian has rubber duckies. He has a lot of them. He has rubber frogs, too. I read Cassian 3 speckled frogs every single night in the bath. Each little froggy jumps in, yada, yada, yada. So. Yeah, this is a card that feels like it would also be better in a more synergy-driven 2-color format. But just like, part of the format that it is. So they play a Whirling Stormbird. One annoying thing is, if they play an Omen and you look away for a second, you will not know what happened because it shovels back in. So
It's a good omen, don't you think?
be aware of that. They put 3 counters on a creature you control, and the dragon goes back into their deck. Now they have a 5/5 on defense. They also played a Sultai Monument. This is sacrificed to make 2 2/2 zombie druids. We draw a Sagu Pummeler. So we're just going to trade here, which is not a great trade, but there's been a card on it, so it's fine. Yeah, sure. Can't block. Future power less than this can't block it, so sure. Attack here. And we're going to cast Pummeler. We'll hold our last land. I mean, is there any discard this format, like Ravenous Rat kind of cards, like commonly played discard a card cards? Because we do have an 8-drop in our deck, so the land might be. I was gonna play it, whatever. We're in freaking bronze, like sure. Very important. We're playing against black in any limited format. There's almost always some sort of like Ravenous Rat, creature ETB. You discard a card. Holding cards. You want to hold an extra land if you have a spell in your hand, or possibly even play your land if you have no cards in hand. So. All right. They didn't block. We got some pretty big boomers in play. Trawlers, ETB, you may exile a creature card from your graveyard if you do return instant or sorcery. They don't have any of those. This is a card that has so many moving parts, it seems very sketchy. And they're going to Stormbrood again. Now, this... Oh, what a draw. Oh my god. This might look good, right? They did big creatures, drag them back into their deck. It is pure card disadvantage doing this, what they just did. So, like, all they're doing is just basically wasting cards. You put counters on your creature, and then I tap it, now you're down 2 for 1 if I kill it or whatever else too. So, I think that Dragon's okay, but in certain scenarios, Man, our mana base is something else. It is pretty good. Pummeler, Sage, Dragon. This is a hand where, in a lot of formats, you would get ranched by keeping a hand like this, but this is a much slower format, so we're going to keep. If they are Mardu aggro and they run us over, so be it, but we have a Forest to play the non-green tap land, if possible. Alright, they play Crag. Sure. Thankfully, these cards catch up pretty well. Multiple blockers, and then a remover for an attacker and a good blocker. What's up, Matt? This is the first episode of Bronze To Mythic. I have done a few drafts. Obviously, this is a much later than we usually start due to my health problems, so... It's also literally right here on the screen, in case you, just saying. Here's a Mardu Devotee and a Bloodfell Caves. Okay. And still no spells for us. It's fine, I think. They haven't done too much yet, thankfully. Attack for 1. This is kind of a cool card for the Mardu aggro decks, because it's really important for them to get off the ground without tap lands, but this will fix your mana. They play a pretty good rare here in Sinkhole Surveyor, a 1/3 flyer for 2. Whenever you attack, you lose a life and you endure 1.
Spirit is willing, but the flesh is spongy and bruised.
So it's kind of like a Bitter Blossom, basically, but that being said, so we have a lot of options here. We have Pummeler and Dragonstorm. Pummeler can block the Sinkhole Surveyor, but will eat the first removal spell, which is not ideal. This spider-looking thing does not have reach. It's kind of lame. Dragonstorm will make multiple blockers. I think I want to hold the Pummeler. and not exposed to the first removal spell. Should play Dragonstorm. Plan on playing Sage next turn to defend as well. It's a Centipede thing. It looks kind of spidery to me. I don't know. So they're going to add a counter to the Surveyor and not make a token. Sure. On this, that makes sense given this board. A lot of blockers so far. They play not the rare, the common, Bearer of Glory. This is a 2-1 first strike on their turn. I can pump the team. And I would say things are looking pretty good for us here. We actually might attack. Because we can't block something on defense anyway. Yeah, I should jam. Like, 4 damage is significant for me to be interested in it. I am tapping on their flyer and putting a 4/4 blocker in play. And I'm also happy if they kill it, too, because we have the renew ability from the graveyard. So,
one is renewed by the other.
Spiders aren't insects, says chat. Actually, Jim, in case you were wondering, spiders aren't actually insects. I know! Just look at it, alright? It's a lot of legs. Looks like 8. 2 on first strike and a 1/2. So, they're attacking into my 4/4. Obviously, this is a sketchy scenario. What's going on here? I think the safe block here is on the Mardu Devotee. So this has first strike. So there's a lot of tricks that would make for a very poor exchange. Whereas I can't imagine there are many tricks that would make the Devotee win the combat here. So 1 point of damage for a much better block in theory. F and Stefan asks with Endure. Sure. So it didn't matter either way, but that's fine. A great turn for us. So they used a removal spell. They actually had to land at 2 drops. They were still able to deploy to their board. But I haven't done that much. We're still at 16, feeling pretty good. Our hand's still pretty good also. A little awkward because we have a 3-drop, a 3-drop, a 4-drop, and a 3-drop. And then we have tap lands. But it's probably pummeler time. And then we'll double 3 next turn. It's pretty good. Play Crag and Sego. So our blocks are pretty good. This thing's a 2-3. This thing is first strike. If they play a land, they can pump the team. All right, so this is getting a little dicey. What's up, Mandarang? How's it going, folks? I appreciate everyone hanging out. I know I've not been streaming very much. I'm definitely not all the way on the mend. I'm definitely still pretty uncomfortable, but well enough to kind of get some work going here, which is good. So here comes the Sinkhole Surveyor and the Bearer of Glory. Marshal of the Lost. Whenever you attack creature you control +X for X number of attacking creatures. You can stack that with Mobilize the way you would like to. Pretty good card, honestly. Now, obviously their attacks aren't like wonderful. So they're going to do this and pump the Bearer of Glory and Endure the Surveyor. So the profit here for them is getting a counter on their Surveyor, so they can't actually deal damage. Should take 4 here and be pretty unhappy about it. So... Alright. Draw another land. Sure. So, at this point, this card's pretty scary. Like, if they attack with everything, this is it makes a really, really big creature. I think we're going to stun this Surveyor, and we're going to just play a big blocker and call it a turn. Alright, so we're going to renew this.
Without renewal, there's stagnation.
We are certainly on the defensive here. White, red. We just got colors for days, so. Alright, let me say go. And... I mean... I haven't drawn a kill spell yet, unfortunately. We've got a good number of those. We're definitely on the edge. This card's very good. Yeah, it's a really, really good rare. It's also very unique in that a lot of the good rares in this one are slow 3-color cards. And as we said, this is like kind of a slow format. So when you're able to buck that trend with a really, really good rare, but it's cheap and aggressive and powerful, it ends up being really powerful because it's against the grain so much, you know? You're not really ready for it. All right, they play a Ration Sunshield. ETB, exile graveyard cards. It's tapper. That was a pretty good draw. Okay, so now we kind of want to get hit by a big creature, right? That being said, we can't Tawny back and play this. I think we're just gonna play. I mean, there's a chance like so now when you draw a card like this, now we need to plot out how are we gonna use this card. You know, what are the next few turns gonna look like? They might want to wait a turn cycle and like end step tap a thing, unstep tap a thing, and then tap with everything. So the big attack might not be next turn. I mean, this thing will get it for at least 4, I guess, right? Because we only have a blocker. Yeah, I think we're going to no way 4. I'm going to play the land, too, so I'm planning on drawing a lot of cards and playing on spells next turn, so I'll just say go. Very hard card to play around. It's really weird. This is the kind of card where, like, on week 9, when you're a master of the format, you will snip this card out because it's kind of weird. In this case, like, I kind of just, like, played a land, said go, but, you know, if your opponent says go on turn 6 with 4 cards in their hand, you can kind of be like, Alright, so they're going to attack with this. So we're going to draw 4, deal 4. Let's make a revelation. Alright, so... Or, I'm sorry, 5. So... They're 15. They're going to make a token, actually. Interesting. Alright, so no blocks. So... Next time a sorcerer would deal damage, prevent it, they take that much damage, and I draw that many cards. So I'm going to draw 4 cards. Draw 4, gain 4, deal 4. Pretty good for 5 mana. And it does not target, you choose the source, so you can't Snakeskin Veil it or whatever else. They could kill their own creature here, but that would obviously be a great win for us too, so. Alright, so I'll choose the Surveyor as the source. So. It's coming in. And they're going to sack it. Wow. So they play Unrooted Ancestor, Flash, sack creature, indestructible. So that was probably a loss for us. Because they were able to play a card that was not... Like, they didn't, like, Doomblade their own creature. It's pretty crappy. There are certainly ways around this card, for sure. Let's play our Tawny guy. We need to draw some of our big cards sooner rather than later at this point. Although they are totally on the ground. That's a big card. That is a big card. I'll keep this one.
Now this is pod racing.
All right, say go. Hopefully no Ravenous Rat. All right. This is the highest win rate card in the format. I'm not surprised. As long as we don't die here, which we definitely could. They can tap, and have a great attack in. We'll see. See what happens. We're at 15. What's up, Trevor? Thanks for the resub. They can attack for a lot. Opponent's deck looks reasonable. Their draw is a little awkward to start, but the deck seems pretty reasonable and playing pretty well. Alright, well. We get 8 lands and a big dumb dragon that will also return our thing. Hello everybody, it's Seth. Probably better known as Saffron Olive. And I want you to watch my friend Jim, who's stupid. I don't know what's going on. Thanks for the raid, Seth. I appreciate it. How's it going, folks? My name is Jim, Pro Magic player, full-time content creator. This is episode 1 of Bronze To Mythic. Starting a little later than I would have liked, of course, due to some medical issues. But, all right, so here comes our Richter. We are dead on, I know. So they're going to tap this. Yeah, they're going for the big attack this turn. We just need to survive. So they have a pass to attackers. Sack creature, indestructible. I can't pump the team. I think it might be okay here. Thanks, Rad. I appreciate it. Alright, so this is fine, honestly. So you've got a 5/6, a 3/1 first strike indestructible, and a 3/2 making sack creature to be indestructible. Goal here is to live, obviously. I think we're going to block 6 here and just make them sack a thing to this. Take 3. 2 cards in hand, 1 red up. Seems reasonable. Just stay alive, cast our dragon, should be pretty good to go. So, yeah, I'm happy with this. Just force a sack. So we're trading a 2/2 for 3 life and a token, which is fine, I think. Whoo, boy.
Dragon, not lizard. I don't do that tongue thing.
All right, so sack a token as predicted. Opponent's playing well. We'll take some damage, and they are not going to be happy, folks. Oh! All right, so we're going to go 4. 3-1, I think. That sounds pretty good to me, right? Yeah, sure. That's probably fine. 4, 3, 1.
So you get nothing. You lose. Good day.
They're even Mardu, so it's pro black and white, which is just like heinous, you know? So they have an Ancestor, a Victor, and a Devotee. They have 2 cards in hand, and we're at 12. Are we willing to attack? Is there a risk there? Are there any threatens in the format? That would be embarrassing. It'd be funny though, honestly.
I got a dragon here and I'm not afraid to use it.
Yeah, whatever, sure. It'd be funny if there was a threat in the format. I would take that. It'd be a good clip. They're gonna block, sure, that's great for us. So, trading off our Pummeler with their reasonable creature, which is good. We get a renew card in the graveyard as well.
Lucky could they be? They're dead.
And they gotta beat my dragon. There's also, I know there's an Edict, and we have 2 creatures in play, so. Here's Shock Brigade. And great cards, but not quite Yamori, the song unending.
Good lord.
Sing that song, you know. It's 2 counters in reach. We should have to flood the board here and not die, so. Attack for 10. Attack for 10. And play 3 blockers. And I think we're all done here. What's up, Ham? Thanks, 3, my friend. Appreciate it. How's it going? Welcome. Bronze to Mythic is finally starting. I'm finally well enough to get the Bronze to Mythic going here. I'm going to do 2 episodes today, 2 episodes tomorrow. And then, of course, I leave for Orlando. For what? I'll tell you in a second. All right, I'll tell you right now. All right, so good stuff.
Game.
So,
Blouses.
Also, Big Dumb Dragon, easy game. So, real fast reminder for all you new folks just tuned in. I'm going to be at Cool Stuff Con Orlando. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Most events I'm at, I'm playing a Pro Tour. I'm busy. You can't get to me. This is the event to come hang out with me, play Commander with me, play drafts with me, meet and greets. I'll sign your stuff. We'll hang out. It'll be a lot of fun. All right. It's also a great event. Otherwise, a bajillion awesome guests, an RCQ every day, a Command Fest, free to walk in the door. Check it out, Cool Stuff Con. All info's at coolstuffevents.com. If you're anywhere near Orlando, come make the drive, come down, come hang out. It'll be a lot of fun. I'll even sign Islanders gear. Yeah, I'll sign whatever. I don't freaking care. It's funny, actually. I was supposed to go to an Islanders game tonight. I decided I'm not going to go. Nicole's, like, the whole family's going. Nicole's going. I'm like, I'm just not going to go. I think I overdid it a little bit yesterday. I streamed for 5 hours and went to John's hockey game to coach. So we're on the play. Botanist can find lands, you know. I'm going to keep this. We have perfect mana, perfect colors, Botanist. Another 2-drop. We have a 3-drop that can find lands and 2 good 4-drops. It's cool. I'm going to put the green land first because if we draw an untapped land, we can cast Botanist. I'm a big fan of Jam Devious, yes. Draw tap line. Sure, that's fine. So. Oh, I know the Islanders are bad. I want to see Ovechkin. Nicole was actually at Ovechkin's game where he scored the record-breaking goal, which is really, really cool. So, her friend had tickets. So, shocking Sharpshooter. Another aggressive Boros, possibly Mardu deck. Creature ETBs deal 1. Very good mobilize, obviously. Yeah, I'm trying to play the Botanist and try and get it going, I think. Just gonna play the Armada. Armada's been great, you know. So have I gotten a Celebini jersey yet? No, I have not. If I went tonight, I was probably going to wear my Tommy Wingles jersey. So they're going to attack with their 1-3 into my 2-3. And this is a spot where this attack, basically any good player in the world will make a stack with nothing in hand. Because it's a really hard spot to block. It's like a free 1 damage. Because my creature is so much higher value than their creature is. And they're risking nothing and I'm risking everything. And it's literally 1 point of damage, you know? And I think that we need lands. It's not going to block, you know? It sucks. If this is a lower value creature, I'd be happy to block, but Tom Wingles is the bomb, yeah. That's a good rare. Okay.
We need to mobilize our flock.
Okay. Our opponent's coming out the gates here. Luckily, we're better lucky than good here. We got Storm Plan Detainment for I guess the headliner. I mean, they have the art of maybe it's just a sharpshooter, actually. Because they have this blade, too, which can pump up the headliner. Chat's disgusting. So a lot of the reasons why you would want to block is because them planning a trick puts them off curve. But our card's so much more important than their card is, and we didn't have a 4th land yet either. So, All right. Headliner is... I think we're just going to kill the Sharpshooter. This is also our removal spell, but I just don't care. I think this is the card that's going to actually kill us as the game goes on. I don't think playing a blocker here is very good either, so... And this costs 2 to equip, which is a lot at this stage in the game. Let's stack. Trying a land. Top card is a land. We're going to reveal it. Hell yeah. That does change the math a bit here, because now you can play an untap land and play a teeming Dragonstorm, which blocks pretty well. But, yeah, I think we're just gonna kill this guy and play. Just gonna get rid of this. Yeah, if they have they seem to have a good-looking Boros deck, and if they do, this card is going to deal an unbelievable amount of damage over the course of the game, mobilizing every turn, etc., etc. Why can't I click it? This guy. All right, so
some of you may die.
Take 2 and a pack beast. Yeah. Okay. Another great card. They have, and this is cool. So now this is the first deck we're seeing that looks to be a 2-color deck, which is very doable in these kind of formats where, like I said, if everyone's yin and you can yang, that works out really really well. Where everyone, like my deck is playing, I played a tap land literally every turn of the game, and we're 4-0. We're doing a good job. Our deck's pretty powerful. But if you can play a 2-color streamlined aggro deck in a format where everyone's playing tap lands, you gotta make it work, obviously. But that's pretty good too. So. All right, Pack Beast, Headliner. I think I like Dragonstorm here. Just make a bunch of blockers and kind of go from there. The botanist that did his job. This card draws 1 land. You're super happy about it. So yeah, let's play tap lands. They go. Have pretty good options next turn. You can go Pummeler and Breaker or whatever else. Just say go. We're a pretty healthy 19, which is good. So yeah, and as a note, the enemy pairs are the supported pairs because they get the bridge between the wedges. And the only gold cards in the set are 3-color or are enemy colored. There is no like blue-white there are no blue-white cards in the entire set. They're not 3 colors. So it would be pretty rare to want to be a 2-color deck that was allied colored. Although I'm looking forward to doing that. So this is just a 7/3. We're going to block. If they have a trick, I don't care. Because we're not taking 7 and make them spend their mana on tricks, which is great. So, sure. There you go. Could I... Nah, I can't block with all 3. It's just ridiculous. So, sure. Flying and indestructible. Damn. Alright, well. That is a... not a flying counter, thankfully. We draw a dragon, which is cool. Then have an 8/4 creature, which is a lot. That's definitely a large creature. We have a lot of 4 power creatures, though, which is pretty good. So, what's up, Rob? Thanks, 3-sub. So playing dragon's pretty nice. Could go Pummeler Breaker also. It bounces the Dragonstorm, which is like a little hard to reuse at this point in the game. Waste of mana too. If I go Pummeler Breaker, I don't love the idea of... Oh, I guess they had an onboard removal spell. They could have just killed to break up the thing. I think that's still a good trade for us, though. Yeah, I'm gonna double spell. And basically, we're just gonna keep shoving blockers in front of their creatures, and I just don't care about any of these. I don't care about any tricks. These creatures are all irrelevant. The goal is just to run them out of resources, keep blocking, and get to our late game stuff. Oh, right, you can't stack. That doesn't count itself, done. All right, so here's an O-Ring. And they're using a... So they just used a premium removal spell on a common rather than our rare, which is great for us. And this could sack to deal 1 to my Breaker, so a double block is not possible.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Once again, folks, my name is Jim, pro Magic player, full-time content creator. Happy to have you. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow the stream. It's first time here. Hit the button, support the content. Y'all are doing a great job of that, and I really, really appreciate it. So keep it up. All right, this seems like a pretty free block, right? We'll just take the 8, and then get the Headliner out of here, and maintain our 2/3, and play some stuff next turn. Sure, it's not pretty. They have a trick on the Headliner, so be it. But Is what it is. Sure. Oh, I guess I should have blocked the other way. Yeah, that was dumb. Yeah.
Just did a bad thing.
Whatever. What are you gonna do? It's fine. We have a 2-1. We play a dragon. We bounce the thing. I think we're just chump blocking. We can also, if the dragon has to block, it's fine. I think so. And they draw a card off this thing too because they have 3 attackers. Yeah, this card's like kind of interesting. Sure. Gain a life. Gain some more life. Just say go. Yeah, I had to block backwards. Whatever. I screwed up. It is what it is. You know.
Whoops. Whoopsie.
If you came here to watch Perfect Magic, I don't know where you would even go to watch that because it doesn't exist. Magic's too hard. Too difficult of a game.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
Land 6, still 4 cards in it. You know? Came out of the gates pretty strong, but next turn we have 3 more blockers coming down too, so. It's a camel. It's a camel sound. Are there camels in Magic? That's okay, I guess.
Dragonfire is the source of all magic.
All of it. Every single one. What sound does Dragon make? Alright, so don't want to trade dragons. Trade the dragon or just chump block for a turn. Or just take 8. I think taking 8 is also reasonable given this current board state. I might just take 8. We're gonna Dragonstorm and Tawny back next turn. Have a lot of good blockers. They do have 4 cards in hand, but alright. A little scary, I'm not gonna lie, but bad boys. Alright, so Waste Speaker Bodyguard follows up here. Whenever enters, return a creature. Oh man, that's insane. Alright, so return a creature mana value 2 from your graveyard to your hand, and then Flurry, cast second spell, tap a creature. They get back Shock Brigade. Oh, I guess we exiled the sharpshooter. Thank God. We draw a Skimmer. And that's not very good in this board. Alright, let's just start by taunting, see what happens. Chad asked what my favorite all-time ranger is. I'm not sure, honestly. We kind of want land 8 because we're drawing to our big dragon. And Skimmer, like, doesn't really do a lot here, honestly. Yeah. This is a little weird, but I think this is fine. Alright, so go to 8. A bunch of blockers. I'm just going to say go. And we're just going to eventually draw our big dragon. Our win rate without the 8-mana dragon would probably be a lot lower. We'd probably be like 2-2 right now. So just to be fair, you know. Favorite Ranger's Aragorn, son of Arathorn.
I suppose you think that was terribly clever.
To Mordor we go. To Mordor, my lord. Is that a second stadium headliner? Why does everyone have so many rares? Wait, no, they brought it back. I'm an idiot. Never mind. I'm just... Leave me alone, all right? I don't know. Didn't they return this thing? What's going on? I don't know what's happening. What did they do? What's... my... Yeah, they returned this. Yeah. Right. We're good. Okay, so they only have 1. That's fine. The war effort. This taps the thing, too. This card's pretty good. So war effort is +1/+0, and it also battle cries too, or mobilizes, whatever. That's kind of scary. Our blocks are still like okay. I guess they're not great. They draw a card too. This card's been insane. This card really good. All right, so block here. We got a block here. I can't even block this. We're just going to 2. We can't go to 2 on this board. Oh my god, man. Your deck's good. That's a nice deck. I'm not throwing a creature for 2 life, I don't think. Yeah, it might be 8 mana dragon or bust here. Yeah. Alright, sure. Whatever. We gotta kill this guy. This card's gotta go. the 4/4 because of the war effort. So double blocking with the 2/2s wouldn't do anything. All right, play a land. Dragon, please. Yeah, their deck's cool. It's good to see the first 2-color deck. Their deck is nice, folks. They have double Sharpshooter, double Pack Beast. Their deck's great. Really cool to see, honestly. Really, you know, I think that the variety, you know, if you can have a format where there's a lot of cool multicolor stuff happening, but there's also like good 2-color things to keep things in check, and you kind of have a balance, is really, really cool. So cool deck, cool stuff. I mean, there's no better opening hand for this deck, right? 4 tap lands, all of our colors, a 2-mana defender and a 3-mana defender. Snap keep. Actually hilarious. All right, Swamp Go. Another mana fixing blocker guy. We know our type. All right, so we got a green-black deck here playing Alchemist Assistant. This is a 2/1 lifelinker. Yeah, sure. Just play our 3/3. We have another 2-color deck here. The Abzan theme is all about plus and counters and stuff. Nope. Hollow Merc Siege. Okay. Naming Abzan. Choose Sultai or Abzan. Sultai says whenever a counter is put on a creature you control, draw a card once turn. But they chose Abzan. Whenever you attack, put a counter on target attacking creature, and it gains Menace. This is pretty good. Okay. I guess we'll just play another blocker. This card's pretty good. I don't think I want to O-ring it, but we'll see how this game plays out. Like, hitting the creature is kind of reasonable. Slod, sip it a slod. Menace. It's not Death Touch, it's Menace, so like, we're going to tap down my Nest Guard with the Omen Dragon. Okay.
The omens are good.
Get it for 4, sure. I mean, alright. We draw a tawny guy. I mean, like, you just keep playing blockers, right? Like, draw a card. Let's discard a... We're going to play a white land. Let's keep the forest. I don't think it matters, honestly. But... Alright. Say go. They have 4 cards in hand. They have pushed some damage with this, but like, you know, we're not like up the creek just yet. Alright, that card's very good. Here is Host of the Hereafter. 2 counters on it, it's a 4/4. Whenever it or another creature dies, if it had counters on it, put its counters. So this is actually really good for us. So they're going to aggressively attack here. We're going to trade for 1/1. They're going to move the counters, and we're going to O-ring this. So our patience has paid off.
Good old nothing beats that.
Alright, so kill our crappy 4/4. Put some counters here. If they have Snakeskin Veil, we are going to lose the game on the spot. Just fair warning. So, no Snakeskin Veil, please. Oh, it's a priority pause, no!
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
A brilliant player can get a strong hand cracked, go on tilt, and lose his mind along with every single chip in front of him.
Please stop. What does this card do? Normal counters put on a creature you control. If it's the first time counters, then put on that creature, put a counter on that creature. Attack for 10? Oh my god. Alright. That is some draw they've had here. Alright, yeah, that's pretty cool. We do have more answers for this. We have not drawn them. I guess we can double block and probably lose, but that's okay, I guess. Yeah, sure. They can put a lifelink counter on. That's fun. The lifelink counter would also move. It's pretty cool. Yeah, a Tomb Guard. Yeah, they are. This is like a full-on synergy deck. It is all plus and counters all the time. Every creature control is the counter does combat damage to a player. Draw a card, lose life. Cool. So they attack. They give this 2 counters and menace. So I have to double block this to stay alive. This also has menace. Jesus. I don't think we can win. But sure. They draw... Well, I'm not going to draw a card, I guess, but we just double chump block for nothing, so... They put the counter here, they probably win, right? Because they all have menace anyway. Oh, this wouldn't have menace, so it doesn't naturally have menace. And they're going to post-combat put a lifelink counter on, sure, and we draw a land. Okay, well, that was an absolute shit-kicking. I think if they didn't have Snakeskin Veil, we were probably okay with this game. But they did. And Snakeskin Veil seems like a really good card in this format, as it was in Strixhaven. Strixhaven? What's that with this card? No, what's that with Snakeskin Veil really good in recently? Oh, Outlaws. It was the their removal spell format. Yeah. Chad asks, upon seeing the priority pause on casting the O-Ring, do you ever target the seed instead of the creature? I don't know. Like, I don't love doing that. You know, like, I don't know. All right. This is fine. So our first hand doesn't have all our colors, but... So 2 really good, like, 2-color decks, basically. I guess we're going to be playing a 2-drop. We draw a white, which is very nice. I have multiple accounts. Why is everyone, like, so obsessed with that question? I feel like we get that question, like, literally 5 times this stream, every stream. It's fine. I don't mind you asking, but, like, it just, like... Everyone, like, is always really, really interested in, like, how I get the account down. They have a 1/3 vigilance, so no attacks for us here. Should play our cove. It's not gonna get first. Actually, I can't block it. Creatures of power less this creature's power can't block it. Cool. They have a Snakeskin Veil, whatever. That'd be a great use for me. I would happily trade my 2/1 for a Snakeskin Veil, so. Sure. I think this is great for us. I think this is a really good exchange. So it's really important to look at these kind of like combats, and it's easy to feel like, oh man, they got me, you know? But trading our 2/1 for a Snakeskin Veil, it's going to blow us out later in the game, is a great exchange for us. We're very happy with that. So we have kill spell assist, which is good. Can't be blocked, never attacks you to mill stuff. The goal of this card is the joke is to mill yourself and try and hit your renew cards.
We don't know if he's going to renew.
He'll renew!
Or just milled me, I guess. And hit my rare. That's fine too, I guess. I guess if you know your opponent has the rare and top 2 cards of the library, you should go for the rare. But all right, so we have Exhale at a bunch of 4-drops. This is unblockable. We could try and O-ring it. It's kind of weird they all has mana up, right? 4 mana, 3 cards in is a little weird. I would rather exhale if they have a trick and have them use this, because if this gets bigger, they can't really exhale anymore. All right, I'm going to play a land just to go. I'm going to attempt to exhale. We're going to play off curve here, but I think they haven't applied as much pressure as I think that matters here, so I think this is fine. All right, here they come. They are, again, going to mill me. I think decking is a possible concern in this format, but, like, you know, it does seem like the point of this card is to mill yourself. I mean, I don't have any renew cards, but... All right, no blocks. Gonna exhale!
Behold, the evil one approaches.
No dragons to exhale. To reveal. They have a trick here. We should untap it, O-ring it, or tap it with the Sage. So, cool. Good exchange. So, we lost some cards, which is not ideal, because our deck's definitely going to go long, but... They play Inspirited Vanguard. The card's really good. Heads up play to make the token. Play around removal. We're just going to Sage it. Alright, so it's done that for now. We'll probably have to O-ring this card. It is quite good if it gets rolling. They get to endure to every attack. There's a Sultai Devotee. A bite spell of some kind? Sure. They got 2 cards left, and we're still at 19, which is not too bad. We draw a Naga Flesh, so we can clone. So we haven't actually drawn this card yet. This is our first pick. So you can play this and clone the Vanguard and make it 2/2. The problem is they don't block it very well. But it'll. I think if we do that, it forces them to make it bigger, and then we can O-ring it. So I kind of like that, actually. So, what's up, Pant? So let's do that. Copy this. And we're going to make a 2/2. So there you go. So this 2/2 threatens to block this, forcing them to endure, put counters on it, and then we kill it. That is the plan. It's better to go tall or wide on endure. I don't know yet. I haven't played the cards really, so I don't have a good answer for you. Doesn't Dragonstorm achieve the same thing for the same amount of mana? I mean, I wanted to have a Spirited Vanguard to work with. You know, it didn't work out, but it's fine. All right, block here. So, good kill spell, whatever, it's fine. We got plenty of removal spells. Unfortunately, we're very mana inefficient here, which kind of sucks. We get just Dragonstorm now, and ideally draw a land. Wait for a land to double 3. Yeah, I like that. This can attack also, right? It could have been a 5/4. Whatever, sure. Dragonstorm Globe. I think this card's pretty good, actually. And they're going to Dragonstorm. So they are playing extremely aggressively, which I think is a common thing you see at the lower levels. Maybe you're playing like that way as well. This is not a good idea. We are also, that last card is like an absolute banger, slam the game home kind of card. Spending premium kill spells on like 2/2s just to push a few points of damage is not very exciting. And our hand is so full that we have plenty of more things to do as well. So we're just going to O-ring their only threat. They have 1 card left, and we're at a pretty healthy 13 and feeling pretty happy about things. So that was very, very aggressive. All right, they play a Skimmer and a Devotee. That's fine. Skimmer's pretty good, but not worth any action. So we have, again, 4-drop, 2 3s. We don't really want to cast this O-ring. I'm going to save it for a bigger fish, I think. I guess we could just Sage this thing and play the 4/4. Trading the 4/4 for the 2/1, just like fine, just whatever, I guess. Yeah, sure. This is a little unexciting, but just gonna do the thing.
I renew my objection to this pointless endeavor.
So, trade here. Pummeler can block the Skimmer. O-ring for the next big threat. Yeah, I'd say we're lined up pretty well here. We draw a Tawny back. A card that I don't really want to cast right now, because, like, if we draw a good card, all my cards are good. I guess we're just going to cast. We could discard the Pummeler, I guess, too. Sure. All right, let's cast this thing. Well, we want to, like, discard a land if you can, obviously, but sure, let's drop. And we draw a land, sure. So I think 6 mana in play, or 7 mana in play is fine. Just discard the land. We're going to play our Pummeler. I'm going to say go. They got 1 card. They're playing off the top. Their deck certainly seems less synergistic than our past opponents. And now 22 to 13. So now we have an 8 power swing when they only have a 2 power swing. These times I guess get going here, honestly. Just let it ride. Send it. 14. And then I'm gonna hold the land. My instinct says hold the land because of Ravenous Rat stuff. That could not be format specific. You know, I might be wrong here. It's the Infinity Stones. Just go. Sure. Take 2. Skimmer number 2. Sure. It's a very good card, but this is obviously a synergy card. You know, you want to be actually using it. You know, a vanilla 2/2 flyer for 2 is not the most exciting. We draw another land, which is kind of crappy, but whatever. Just Now we're trading 8 for 4, which is still a good trade, because now they're at 6, and we're at 11. We have lethal on board, and they do not. And we also have a removal spell, too, which is important, so... Sure. Also, if they play some Big Idiot, we can, like, mirror weave our stuff into a Big Idiot and then kill it, which is kind of cool, too. So, sure. 5-0. 5-2. Apparently, I lied. The clone can only clone your own stuff, which is fine. Sure. So, all 3 colors, 2 removal spells, great card draw spell, creature in the mid-game. Pretty good. Brawn reset, thanks so much. Alright. Turn 1 Dragon Sniper. It's actually pretty annoying. Kind of hard to block. Not worth a removal spell. You know, gonna trade up for sure. I'm a big fan of 1 Death Touchers. This is a great one. Being able to poke in for 1 and also block. Alright, so Wayfinder, mill 3, gonna land. They did that. Exhale and Aegis Sculptor. So we draw a Bloom Vine Regent. And we could claim territory here. I don't think we want to. I think we want to cast this card. I mean, maybe it's fine, actually. We'll draw it again later. And we're just, like, setting up for bigger stuff. I don't know, honestly. Element's a weird ability, because it does go back into your deck. And, like, we are going to play long games. And I guess this thing can't even get through the sniper right now anyway. So...
The omens are good.
I think I'm sold. Let's guess Cultivate. Does make our mana great. And also, a lot of the times when you're thinking about a choice like that, look at your hand, you know? If it's No Way Forward was here, or No Way Forward, I would probably not have done that. But what's the one thing a card draw spell wants? More mana in play, you know? So... Alright, so they are just teamering it up here. I mean, Tawny Back's a great target for No Way Forward, so... Walmart Greater resub. Brand resub, thanks so much. What's up, TPO? Draw a... Alright, so... This is what I was saying about this being extremely obvious, but we're going to do it anyway. So this is a spot where I think a good player on week 8 of the format will just immediately know what you have here. 6 cards in hand, 5 mana up, just saying go. You know, like, it's pretty sketchy, but, you know, we are in bronze. It's still reasonably early in the format. It would be an amazing play if our opponent did not attack with the Taunting Back here. Pretty hard to do. Opponent is definitely hitting their own emergency meeting button, though. How do you play around it? Just don't attack. Attack with the 2/1s, leave it with the 4/3 on. They're going to Roiling Dragonstorm. So ETB, draw 2, discard a card. And then same as all Dragonstorms, when a dragon comes in, you get to bounce it. Pretty good card. Counterspell will also be brutal here. Counterspells are good this format. They are really, really thinking it through. They're like, what the hell is this guy doing? They milled a counterspell, so. All right.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
What's the Flash Dragon? Well, we have to play land 3-drop, 3-drop, so... Wow. Alright, here they go. They're attacking. Alright, so... No blocks. It's a 4/3. Alright, so here we go. If they have a counterspell and they slow roll us, I would be unhappy, to say the least, but... So we're going to have 10 cards going into our turn. Land is 9. 3-drop is 8. This is 7. Alright. Again, if they had like a way to unsummon their own creature or something like that, they could counter this. I'd be pretty mad if the 2 times we cast this card, it got like countered. So, alright, resolve. So they take 4. And we draw... Pretty good, honestly. At least we can Tawny Back and 4/4. So Tawny Back... Discarding probably, like, Swinscard Crag. All right, we've slowed down to a crawl here. What is going on? Tawny back. Come on. Let's give it our own time, hit that follow button, you know? Alright, so... That should be Forest. Life gain's not nothing, you know? We'll play our other crappy 4/4 blocker. Full 7 cards in hand. Great blockers in play. I wouldn't say we're flooded, but, you know, I think we're doing okay here. What do you got, friend? A little bit of whack action.
Dragonfire is the source of all magic.
5 cards in hand. I'm going to give you a warning for slow play, opponent. Here comes Equilibrium Adept. ETB, exile top card of your library until the end of your next turn you may play it. Flurry, if you cast your second spell each turn, this creature gains double strike. That's pretty good, I guess.
You will now receive the Fist of Fury.
Alright, so... I mean, the Sniper is pretty annoying. We can just Dragonstorm and... We can just Dragonstorm Breaker, I guess. Bunch of blockers. I think this card's fine. Yeah, sure, whatever. Should play some stuff. Alright, let's do this. Would I prefer chess style or arena style? It's tough. They both have their pluses and minuses. I think that while it's kind of cool to have like a time bank in like paper where like as long as you're playing at a good speed, you can like really tank on a turn. You're technically like not supposed to do that. Like, you know, I've been playing really fast all match. Now I'm taking a long time for this turn is not like a valid excuse. You need to play fast in general. I do kind of like the arena timer just being totally impartial. Like different judges, you know, play a rate slow play at a much different rate. You know, so for example, one time I was at an IQ, like a small little like tournament or whatever, and I remember a judge telling me, I asked, you know, what is slow play? Like what constitutes slow play? And they said, imagine a little dinosaur. Like when a player goes in the tank, imagine a little dinosaur pops out of them and lands on a table in front of them and starts walking across the table. And then when the dinosaur reaches the other side, it's been too long. Which is like the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my entire life. You know, like, is it a Brontodon? Is it a Velociraptor? Is it 6 inches tall? Is it 2 inches tall? Like, what the hell are you talking about? You know, like, it's like science, you know? So, yeah. So, my turn. They ain't doing much. We ain't doing much either. Is it a Velociraptor? You know, it's like, rah! So, yeah. So, anyway, this game has gotten really, really weird. 5 cards in hand, a bunch of mana. I mean, neither player has great attacks. We could, like, slop in our Nest Guard. Like, we could make some attacks here. We're at 19 with 2 O-Rings in our hand. I might just ship here and attack and see what happens, honestly. If they double spell, this gets double strike, but I'm just gonna attack. I'm kind of, like, fine. Just getting frisky here. I'm at 19 with 2 kill spells. They have no white. They don't have their own copy of New Way Forward. They have no white. So could have Blizzard. It's like a 6 mana instant -3/-0 draw 3. It's just like a fog draw 3 basically. That card's pretty nasty, honestly. That's actually a pretty likely card for them to have. We might get absolutely blown out here. Thankfully, the Sniper can't block safely, but if they have that, that's going to be pretty game altering. They block the 2/4 on the 4/4. Okay. Second question is, why do they breed raptors and T-Rex in Jurassic Park? Because they wrote that in the script.
Yeah.
But that's what I wrote here.
Whoopsie.
Opponent is just like, this is getting ridiculous. I guess they don't have the Blizzard because it's pretty obvious what to do if you have Blizzard, so. Alright, sure. So make some trades. That was good for us, I think. We have Pummeler, can add some counters. Not happy to do that to 6 open mana. Just gonna play Lance, I go. So the movie can happen. But the movie's not done yet. I've watched a lot of Ryan George videos since my incapacitation, so I'm a big Ryan George fan. But yeah, that first week was painkillers, Ryan George videos, played some arena. Like that was a great draw. All right, so with a skimmer, I don't mind if we get blown out off the pummeler. So let's just go for it. Just draw a card here. So let's exile this. Let's target our token. We can go for the Brit. This is like the easiest card to kill by a mile. Whatever. Just drop a card. Go ahead. This is the kind of spot where, like, you know, one of the mantras we repeat over and over here on Bronze To Mythic is don't get blown out. But like, we're showing card. It just resolves. What is going on? What is happening? Like, is there a Wrath in this set? Like, I guess there's like a Teamer Wrath, but like they would have played that and made Landfalls or what? I don't know what's happening. I just don't know what's happening anymore. Like, all right, like we're gonna attack, I guess. Should we just shove here? I'm just gonna shove. I'm done. Like if they have a Dragon enchantment, they would have cast it already and made some Landfall triggers. If they had the 10/10, then played it last turn, right? Oh, they also scared of a counterspell. Whatever. Like, this is a very large attack. I have a removal spell and a good rare in my hand. Like, I don't know what's going on. They seem to be only 3 colors. If I knew the format better, maybe I'd be able to figure it out better, but whatever.
No, that's a lot of damage.
Sarkhan's Resolve. +3/+3. I mean, if that's the best he got, I don't even know what to tell you. So they used a kind of sketchy trick to make not even a win in combat a trade. I don't know, folks. All right, they must have been 4 colors and just like didn't have a color. So I can't even like figure out what they had. You can see what they could have had there. So we got a good chat question here. Chatter says, "Hey Jim, relatively new limited player here. How do I actually get good at these formats? Is it just drilling them over and over and over again?" No, not completely. Oh my, our last opponents in chat, and they had 6 lands in hand? That's insane. We couldn't figure out what you had. It just didn't make any sense. So good game, my friend. So, question is, how do you get better if you're a newer player in a limited format? Playing games is important. It's really, really important to mix. If you're serious about getting better, really, really important to mix in learning as well. Watch videos like me. Listen to podcasts, Lords Unlimited, limited level ups, you know, watch other streamers, read, check out data, look at Untapped.gg's data, 17 lands data, you know, just do research in between your drafts. Don't just bang your head against the wall drafting over and over and over again. You can brute force that way. It's very, very expensive. Do a draft, evaluate your draft, download Untapped, track all your games, listen to a podcast, watch, see what people are doing, learn, make it a learning process. So first mulligan here. This sounds good. Keep this. It's actually quite good. Yeah, you can watch me and then also watch people who are actually good at Magic, so that's fine too. Keep 6. Goodbye to the worst card in my hand. Goodbye. Yes, Untapped.gg's is a wonderful tool. It's free to download. It tracks all your games for free. Great thing for reviewing your past games. Would really like to draw land here. All right, that's fine. I don't mind that it's tap land. We're probably gonna have to claim territory again, but that's fine. Yeah, Cheon's great. Luis is great. Sam Black's great. Corticals is great. Play a 1/3 Death Touch Mobilize creature.
We need to mobilize our flock.
And we draw a land. So maybe we don't need to cast this, you know? We have 2 removal spells and a clone. It's a tough call. They have a bunch of cards in their hand. I mean, maybe just setting up is better, actually. Yeah, Numot's great, too. Numot was the guest on the channel yesterday, which is awesome. Yeah, I'm going to cast this. I don't love this, but I think developing our mana is like pretty important in this deck. We have a lot to do with our mana. 2 rule spells, stay alive, and a clone. Jay Wordy Wirch says, "Hey Jim, first time chatter. Everyone's like, hi to Jay Wordy. I'd like to piggyback up that last question. My drafts are going really well, but my gameplay, particularly in combat, is really bad. Is there a resource to learn about when to swing, hold creatures back, first blocks, and trading creatures? That's a lot of watching gameplay, I think. It's hard to get that off of like podcasts and stuff. That's a lot of watching, you know, good players draft, you know, or me or whatever. Ooh, that's fun. That's fun.
Gentlemen, behold.
They behold a storm scale Scion Storm Dragon. This game's kind of getting out of hand here. But yeah, and then I think the biggest thing about things like that is just making sure that you are understanding your plans during the game and what your overall goals are for each game. So this is a 6-mana dragon. It is Storm. So every spell cost or cast before it will make another copy of it. Unfortunately, Storm is whenever you cast a spell, so if we were to clone it, we would not get that. Cloning Pack Beast is just kind of fine here, honestly. This is like a pretty good start for them. We can use an Exhale on something. Hopefully they'll just cast it as a 4/4. I think it's reasonable, so. Alright, let's cast this. Just Pack Beast to draw a card. Yeah, copy this and draw a card. A lot of value here. So also it's going to go to the graveyard too. Drawing another land's pretty crappy, but sure. Alright, we're just going to attack. The Skinner doesn't really have any good blocks, so if they play a 5-mana dragon here, we're probably going to lose. But what are you going to do? Sarkin!
Dragon, not lizard. I don't do that tongue thing.
5 cards in hand. One of them is a Storm Scale Scion. Kind of a hard card to storm, I guess, but yeah, they cashed in a treasure pretty aggressively, so all right, they're going to mobilize. I think we're pretty happy. Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna block, right? Like, make them use a trick, and then we'll exhale on the Pack Beast, most likely. We could also exhale in response to their trick, too. So if they have an exhale of their own, sure, that's fine. So let's exhale this. They are going to behold. We are not.
Behold!
So they gain some life. So you got 19. Yeah, play Zergo. Alright, well, they got a lot of rares so far. That's fine, I guess. We are... That's a good draw. Going to hit Zergo because Zergo's busted. Of course, Jay Wordy, happy to answer questions. I mean, we're like kind of okay here. We're like winning the damage race comically. Then we have a clone and a draw card. Unfortunately, like we can only clone our own stuff. Like they just play dragon here, right? Like just pump the Sarkin and make a 4/4, whatever. It's pretty hard to double spell and stuff. Is there any validity to playing the island above a counterspell? Maybe. I mean, you know, like it's. I think one of the things that a common mistake that players make is, and this is players includes me. You know, like I think that better players, like or more experienced players, do this too. Is they try and like make a sneaky play or like I'm gonna do this thing to bluff this thing without thinking about what the actual result of that is. Sometimes to their detriment, where like they'll say I'm gonna play this island so bluff a counterspell, not realizing that they have a kill spell in their hand and they actually want them to cast the bomb, you know? So like, it's important to think about what the result of your actions is going to be. Like drawing all of your lands, of course.
Somebody's playing a prank on me.
I think we just cycle this, basically. And it puts a counter on something, but maybe another dragon are probably screwed, but let's just do this. Put a counter here. Draw a card. It's another land.
Somebody's playing a prank on me.
Now you have all soldiers. We're not going to attack anyway, so. Alright, well, this sucks. You've drawn 10,000 lands, so. What's up, gaming? This is a lot of lands. a lot of lands. They play Reigning Victor. Yeah, I mean, we draw a good range. I mean, we still have our 8-mana dragon in our deck. If we just draw that, we've only cast that card twice in this, like, 9-game set so far. So, yeah, that's definitely in there somewhere. Alright. You know, honestly, even just drawing like a tawny back, you know, and being able to just like loot some of these lands away would be pretty cool. Alright, so here comes the mobilized creatures. I'm happy trading a 3/3 for this brigade. That was kind of the idea of making this thing a pump. That's fine. We take 5, we go to 11. If we just draw a good spell, I think we're okay. It's, I mean, not a good spell, but it is a spell. If at any point they play a dragon, they just win. I can't attack here, I don't think. I need to make blocks. Just blocking random 1/1s and stuff. I guess I'm just going to play a land. There we go. Alright, yeah, I mean, we have good draws for sure. They play Great Irration City. Exile creature card in your graveyard, make a 1/1. That's quite good. So 1/1 army. Kind of cool land. Oops. We've got, yeah, Omori, Sweep, Tawny, 2 Tawny backs, No Way Forward, Bloomberg Mutant, Sage. We have a treasure trove of powerful cards to draw to here. So it's not a spider, as I've been told by chat, who's very, very adamant about it not being a spider because it's an insect, and insects aren't spiders. All right, take 4. Go to 7. 100 battle veteran. So if there are multiple counters, oh god, man, it's got flash. They're gonna play it, whatever. Please just draw a good card this turn, please, come on. I need this. Oh, I thought it was the dragon. It's still very good. All right, it's still excellent. But oh my arm, why am I so freaking? I'm just a mess, folks. I'm not in good shape. All right, so let's play this Tawny back and loot. That was a good draw. I mean, again, there are just a bajillion good spells in our deck, so let's tap down this dragon. And now we have 4 blockers against 5 attackers, one of which mobilizes. Can we chip in for 2 damage here? I kind of think we should, yeah. All right, so go. They had no cards in their hand. They rip a good one here, whatever. It is what it is, you know?
Is there anybody in here?
Hopefully they drew a land and they're just admiring the art on it and reading all of our cards. We got a pretty good wall of blockers here. 22 cards in our deck. For anyone who's curious, the odds of drawing our big dragon next turn are 5%. But there are, of course, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. You know, a lot of good draws in there. They play an Intimidator. A creature can't block this turn. Sure. It's pretty good. Is it good enough to force an attack, though? How did I pull a sound effect so fast? I have 7 arms. They're just sending in. Alright, so this guy you can cast from the graveyard. This guy will just live. I think that's fine, though. Oh, this can't block, duh. Hold on. Darn. I mean, are we just dead? We only have 3 blockers. 3, 4. Actually, I'm sorry, we're not dead. We're going 2, but. Oh, yeah. Alright, so. We go to 2. Can we kill him on the crackback? I don't think so. It's still blockers, so. They also have a token available as well. Alright, so kill Sarkin. Kill the Victor. We kill the veteran. They can replay it, but they can't replay it next turn at least. We take 3, 4, 5, and go to 2. I am regretting my attack with the skimmer, but sure. All right, whatever. All right. Big sweat in the draw step. This is the warrior that lived because of the Zergo. All right, folks, here we go. Gotta play it. Not ideal. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We did guess the cultivate. We tried to land too, but I think a 1/1. Yeah, we gotta be dead here, right? Like, we block the 3 biggest things. We still, we go to 1. All right. This guy's got reach too, man. I mean, if we go to 1 and draw the dragon, we probably still die to the city, right? All right. So here, go to 1. Yeah, I think if we draw the dragon, we still just die to the thing. All right, so they play that. They also have a. Oh no, they don't have a black. They can't make a token also. All right, sure. Oh my god. Unluckiest man alive. Alright, whatever. Tap this and say, yeah. That's kind of a bummer end to our draft, but that's okay. Our deck is fine. Not great, you know. Alright, you got me. GG.
That's it.
Happens.
I'm going to clone time.
There are a lot of hits in my deck, a lot of misses also, though, so. It is what it is. So we'll take a 6-3 in our first draft. It's fine. Let's take a peek at our deck. All right, so we went 6-3. I think our deck was okay. I think if we had not opened the song on ending, our deck would have been pretty bad. Because you really need to have good big things to play for in a deck like this. We didn't have that many, actually. This feels like a first draft in the format. You know, kind of a sloppy, like, you know, sloppy multicolor deck. Our mana was pretty good. We had a lot of kill spells. I think taking entertainments was kind of cool. Even though we were blue-green and like Bant's not a color combination, I think it was like fine. It worked out pretty well. Having kill spells is very important from it because there are so many good things going on. But yeah, so that's episode 1. Episode 2 is coming up. You do folks, love you. Like, comment, subscribe. Happy to be back, and you're all great.